right now via Zoom with Smith County GOP Chairman David Stein. Thank you so much for joining us today. I know it's been a long one. How are you doing so far?
We're good. It's been quite a week politically.
It's been quite a week, and let's go ahead and jump right on in. President Biden, 4 months out from the presidential election, and he's decided to suspend his campaign and is now endorsing his Vice President, Kamala Harris. What's your reaction to that as the Smith County GOP chairman?
Not surprising either way. This whole thing, it just doesn't look right. From the fact of debating so early, whether it was a setup or not, it sure looks like it was a test run. And with the test run just crashing and burning the way that it did, giving them enough time to reload and try to save the day, so to speak. But this president has been nothing short of a wreck the entire time that he's been in office. The Democratic Party, my opinion, and a lot of folks like me share that, is they've known this for a long time. It's been evident that he's been compromised, yet you've got people saying now that, well, we didn't realize that it really was this bad until the debate. And frankly, that's got as much credibility with me as when the Israelites were in the desert and said we were just hanging around and all of a sudden a golden calf jumped out. It's just not a believable statement.
So you were under the impression that this was planned from the beginning. That debate was kind of a test to see if he could stay in this race.
Well, what I'm saying is there's speculation that that was the case. Whether it actually was or not, that will remain to be seen. But there's a pretty good history of him looking like a train wreck. And frankly, on the Democrat side, it would have been the smart move to try to do this sooner than later, and in particular before their convention.
Absolutely. Now, my next question is, some Republicans are already murmuring about filing lawsuits because the 14 million Americans that already cast their vote for President Joe Biden, and now he has withdrawn. What is your stance on that?
Well, it denigrates the validity and the importance of a primary. That's why you have a primary election, is to select your candidate. And if you can do a bait and switch like this at any moment, look, why would the president resign? Because he was forced to do that. He was pushed to do that. As he said before, he had no intention of stepping down, yet here we are. So it puts more credence into the fact that this thing has been a charade for far too long.
Alrighty, now my final question is Kamala Harris. She has a long history of public office as a district attorney, attorney general, senator, and now finally as vice president, with President Joe Biden endorsing her for the next nominee for the Democratic National Convention, or should I say the first nominee for this running cycle. What's your reaction to that? What are your feelings on a potential President Harris?
Well, let's wait and see what happens. This is, of course, who Biden has said. I don't know whether it's someone behind the scenes made that call. I don't know if that's his call, what he would prefer. It's likely that it is someone behind the scenes. She has not been effective. I still go back to the fact is that at the very beginning, she was appointed as the border czar to close our border. What in the world has she done the entire time that she has vice president, other than going around and making incoherent, babbling speeches? So I think she would be a worse leader than Joe Biden. And I think it's going to be an interesting race watching her go head to head with President Trump, if that's what actually happens.
Alrighty, is there anything else that you want to add that I haven't gotten the chance to ask you?
There's plenty, but let's all wait and see what unfolds over these next coming days and hours.
In a busy coming hours and days, it will be once again Smith County GOP Chairman David Stein. Thank you so much for joining us today. Have a great rest of yours.
You bet. Thank you.